girls' lunch. It's our girls' lunch, but
With Leo and
yeah.
I know.
With our token guy. Don't you think it's interesting how our lives are so formed by fish?
Absolutely.
We're inspired by fish as art,
Yeah.
as food.
And it
as
has been throughout
entertainment.
centuries.
So why seafood? Why fish?
We used to wake up and
The waves.
jump in the sea, practically. That's how
Splashing
close
at
we
your
were to
door.
the sea. And the main the main meals were fish. And once a week we'd have like meat if they could find it. You know?
So fish it was the inspiration. Oh, speaking of fish. Wow.
Thank you,
Get a
Sarah.
little-
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
No,
What is this?
This is the orada.
Thank you.
This fish comes from the parts where we're from Zadar.
The Adriatic. It's
yeah.
just grilled with sea salt and a little bit of olive oil.
and
parsley.
And that's it. Now, if you want to put lemon, you put lemon.
And don't debone it, don't take the head
Yeah.
off.
A lot of people ask me if I eat fish because I do a lot of catch and release fishing.
right.
Actually, it's all catch and release that I
Yes,
do.
absolutely.
But I do eat fish.
Yeah.
I eat ocean fish. I do eat farmed fish.
Yes.
And
And freshwater fish, too. I'm sure.
Fresh, well, river fish, not so much.
Not so much. But lake?
I have an attachment to fish. I think of fish as sometimes not as food. I see them as pets in a way. In a river, a fish will pick a rock and that's his home behind
Yes,
that rock. And he could
exactly.
be there for
Ever,
years.
till he
and
dies,
you
yeah.
can go visit that fish every year. You
Yes,
know
it'll
that
be
he's
there,
there.
yes.
So I have a funny attachment to
it's
fish.
interesting,
I
yeah.
see them not just as food,
Mm-hmm.
but as little critters. Hi.
Zara.
Thank you, Sarah. You're welcome. Some water.
Thank you.
So now we have the pasta.
So what did you order for us, Shirley?
Well, we've got the orada and we've got this is the signature sauce of Yoso's that's made by Leo's mother, who now Leo makes, and it's made from sepia, which is cuttlefish, and it's ink, and the sepia is all cut up very, very small, and it's a very rich sauce made with the black sacs from the cuttlefish.
It's almost
rice, yeah.
the color of caviar. Have you
Yeah,
noticed that?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, incredible. One of my favorite dishes is caviar. I eat it by the spoon. When the girls go out or she comes in to visit me, she says, I can smell it to the corner.
It does have
Amazing.
a wonderful, wonderful aroma. We're enjoying the great food and the opportunity to catch up on news over lunch at Yoso's, a favorite spot of mine where fish are not only on the menu, but also on the walls. Leo, like his dad Yoso, is a musician and artist. So what do we say? Do we say bon appetit? What do we
Sure,
say?
absolutely.
What
Bon
is your
appetit.
traditional?
Or
Dobartek?
Dobartek, živili, bon appetito.
International.
International.
Would you like some bread?
Ah, thank you. Where do you get your
We
fish?
have a few mongers, fishmongers. In the beginning, we had one.
What is the definition of a fishmonger? Am I a fishmonger?
No, a monger is, I believe, someone who actually sells or is the merchant of
Sells,
fish.
they clean them, prepare them for you, and then they give it to you. That's what they call a fishmonger, I think. You're a
Monger fish, monger fish.
Fisherwoman. You're a fisherwoman.
Shirley, you were asking me
back-
earlier
yeah.
how I ended up a fisherwoman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the story goes that I have two brothers, an older brother and a younger brother, and my dad would always take my brothers on the fishing trips with my cousins
And not you.
uncles. But because I was a girl, it was only for the boys. So I grew up wanting to be with my dad and go, to go on these trips. So I would sneak out in the morning with my retired next door neighbor and we'd fish at the dock.
My God.
And that's how it started.
Wow.
So,
Incredible.
yeah.
That's amazing.
But like you, the ocean formed my life.
Yeah.
And I would be on the water every day, sailing and boating and fishing and swimming. And so I understand. We're kindred souls, I understand.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the sea has this incredible power to lure you,
Oh, good, it wasn't black sauce.
I know, imagine.
I told you, be careful.
What a catch!
What a guy, that's right.
You're always asking me about my travels and my trips, and so the Harrison River in BC, picture this, the mountains, it's like Jurassic Park, the tall trees, the mist fog as the mist comes in, and it's so beautiful, and we're out first light. As we push off on the boat launch, the sun popped up from behind the mountains, and we were on our way. Nice day. Are we gonna fish the Harrison?
Yep, we'll go up a few minutes, fish the Harrison, fish some clear water, see if we can get some sturgeon on the rods today. A little bit loud with the engine on.
Dawn's magnificent sunrise, where the ocean meets the mountains, is a classic BC postcard. Massive firs, hemlocks, and cedars create a refuge from the hustle and bustle of city life. Sandy beaches and jagged shorelines skirt the ancient trees that tower overhead. The emerald rainforests and clean glacial rivers are home to the giant sturgeon. It's like fishing for a dinosaur.
I've seen
They
them.
are.
They
They're
are very
prehistoric,
unusual
yeah.
looking. Yeah, they are known to be prehistoric.
Yes, they are.
No,
They're
how
a
big
living
were they?
fossil. Well, the ones that we caught, because I'm sitting here, they'll get bigger every time I tell the story. They were
Yeah.
big. The sturgeon, we know where to find them because they have habits. They travel the same areas hunting for food. They're scavengers. So it's cold and we're all bundled up. You do have to dress warmly. I just put on my vest to try to take the chill out. It's before Christmas, so it really is cold. Even though out in BC it's very temperate, it's a rainforest,
Yes.
but it's still cold. And so we're getting ready and we're making up bait sacks of fish roe to bait fish for these sturgeon,
To
these
lure them,
huge,
right?
to lure them in, because they can smell it. But everything is frozen, and so we're trying to melt the roe, to put it into these little nylon sacks and wrap them up nicely. And then it's not really casting that we're doing. We're using short rods, about 7 foot long, with a 100-pound leader test, because these are big fish. And like a 1/0 hook, they're big hooks. The little egg sac that we're putting on is the size of a golf ball. And we're sort of lobbing this into the water, probably 50 feet behind the boat or to the side of the boat, with a 16-ounce lead weight. So it goes kerplunk. But that noise is actually attracting the sturgeon. So it's okay to make a little bit of noise, and they'll come and investigate. And it wasn't long before the rod tip, which was in a holder, started to bow a little bit.
Di pasturi l'hanno udito alla montagna, Maria, la montagna l'ha detta a tutti i venti, ma nessuno sape perché è mia.
As we boat to the hot spots, I'm seeing lots of wildlife along the way.
See the odd bear once in a while.
And the rod is locked off so that the drag is locked off. So when you pick up the rod, because it's been bouncing, the rod tip's been bouncing, all you have to do is that hook set. Now remember, these fish, their mouth is on their belly. They have this big vacuum mouth. They just suck in this whole fish, and the fish as big as the fish we had here. They could just pull that into their system, and then it's gone. But what's incredible, you know those little mice, they're called moles.
Yes.
A mole that has a very pointed
That's right.
nose
Yeah, that's what I have
and a
in
little
my
beady
head.
eye.
Yeah.
And the sturgeon are very, very much that way. They look like a mole. So their eyesight isn't very good, and it's all about the barbels and feeling.
What color are they?
You know, they're
Gray.
They're a cold-looking color, and they're slightly related to a shark. They don't have any bones. It's all cartilage.
Right.
And then down their back, as you know, I mean, we've all seen these fish that look like a dinosaur with the sharp,
Yes. Now that's
Humped
bone.
back.
and their powerful tail for pushing their way
It actually
upriver.
looks like a sort of a shark's tail, doesn't it?
It
goes
does.
The long one on the top and the shorter one on the bottom.
How big are these that you were seeing?
Well, we saw some really big ones and brought some big ones to the boat. And you can, you know, to catch a fish as big as we are is not a big deal for sturgeon. I mean, they're the big boys, these
Now, do
fish.
they-
They weigh more than I do. They're very aerial. They pull out a lot of line. But it's you get them to the boat and they see the boat and then they go again. So for me to bring in one of these fish is more than enough for me in a day. You take turns bringing these fish in. Yeah, it's so much fun. It is so much fun to look into the eyes of a dinosaur.
Absolutely.
Delicious, fantastic.
Glad you like it.
Now, how about the decor for the restaurant? Fish are used in the artwork as sculptural,
Yes.
textural pieces. So you established that you wanted to have the restaurant be
Yes.
dedicated to fish and seafood and dining and entertainment. Yoso's a visionary.
These collages that he did with fish, which is the skin of the calamari, the skin of the cuttlefish, the skin of the monkfish,
Whatever skin he
whatever
could
skin he could experiment with.
He mounted it on
He would prepare boards, then stretch the
On
skin,
plywood.
his own designs of the skin. Then this would have to go outside and dry really well, because it would stink. Fish when it starts to dry or it starts to decay, it's probably one of the worst smells in the world. So we will put it in the backyard. So you can imagine what it used to smell like in the backyard.
And this was really experimental art.
Absolutely.
I mean, who's mounted fish skin
Yeah.
on plywood?
Yeah.
And then once it was dry, he would incorporate his watercolors and acrylics.
his own photography. Then he would
other
paint
fish
over,
bones, little
yeah.
gilded pieces of jewelry
Yeah,
to create these fishscapes.
yeah,
And really, Yoso was calling out for his home, I think.
yeah.
And also trying to bring his home to the people here in this city and make them feel that they're in the Dalmatian coast.
He would bring home here. So
So that's
So
why
he's-
we're surrounded with fish here.
He thinks that fish are sexy. He puts
Absolutely.
them in his
Absolutely.
art
Absolutely.
with beautiful figures, and
It's
fish
as
are
if
sexy.
The mermaids, the
I
woman.
think he
that
believes that mermaids do exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
So
From the old literature.
Yeah,
of
the Greek
sirens that would
mythology,
call
yeah.
To the fishermen. Absolutely.
who knows? Maybe there is something to that.
He's a modern
Maybe you'll
day-
catch a mermaid one or merman.
Merman,
You'll get a
even better.
merman. What a catch! That's right.
The white sturgeon is what we were fishing for in BC. So I spent some time with Albert, who's part of the Stolo Nation, First Nations people, and he told me all about their myths and why the sturgeon has played such an important role in their society over the years. And how do you spell the Stolo? It's two words, really.
S-T-O, and then we have a colon meaning that it gives the A sound length, and then the L-O, stalo.
Stolo.
Yeah, stalo. In our language is Helkmelem, it's supposed to be, yeah. All families have their own stories that they can tell about their families. And so this one is actually a story about my wife's great-grandmother. She caught a sturgeon with her bare hands.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just across the river up here. Back in the early 1900s, one of the methods of fishing sturgeon was with what they call a jerk line. So they used to have these triple hooks. And they used to use like a squirrel or else a chunk of bacon or a whole bunch of salmon roe for bait. And they would sit on the edge of the river, sit in their canoes, And then her great-grandfather would throw it out, throw the bait out and the hooks out into the river. And he would sit there and wait, and then when he feels the sturgeon biting, because the sturgeon's mouth kind of comes down like this,
Yeah.
and it starts biting, and then you have to wait for it to get into his throat, then you jerk it. That's why it's called jerk line. You jerk it, and then
Right.
it gets the hook gets caught. Well, he was doing that, and he jerked, but he didn't do it fast enough. He didn't catch the sturgeon. So the sturgeon started swimming towards the shore, and it jumped over the canoe, and its mouth was hanging down like this, and his wife was sitting in the canoe, and so she reached up, grabbed the mouth, and grabbed the tail, and flipped it into the canoe.
gosh,
Yeah.
you're kidding.
So she's the only woman I ever heard of who caught a sturgeon with her bare hands, and her name was Christine Charlie.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah,
A true fisherman.
true story, yeah.
And it's amazing that the sturgeon didn't tip the canoe because they're big fish.
Oh yeah, that's what they do once they'd catch them. Like, here's another story about when they actually caught one. And she was still with her husband because her husband was a really professional sturgeon fisherman. And they caught one just at Chowethel. And from Chowethel they went upriver because once they caught it, then how they tired it out was they just let the sturgeon pull them on the canoe.
Oh,
Right, so they just
take
hang-
them for a ride.
Yeah,
They hang on,
yeah.
go for a ride.
Yeah, so the sturgeon dragged them all the way up to almost to where the weigh scales are. That's a good 3 kilometers upriver. And went around the bay in there for about 15, 20 minutes and came downriver to Ruby Creek, which is just across the river from us here. Turned around and started going back up, and by then it was over 2 hours. And she got tired and she just wanted to let that sturgeon go. She didn't want to continue. And her husband, he wanted it. His name was Baptist Pat Charlie. He wanted to keep the sturgeon. And she got tired. She pulled her own knife. She had her own knife out and she reached over and she cut the knife and let the sturgeon go. So
Wow.
her husband was pretty upset about it, but there's nothing else that he could do.
I'm going sturgeon fishing in the morning.
Oh, really?
So I might have some fishing stories of my own.
Oh,
Maybe
great.
I'll come back and tell you a few of my fishing
Yeah.
stories.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So do you have any advice for me for when I go fishing tomorrow?
Well, not really. I
No?
can't think of any advice, no. I guess I have a lot of fun with them. I don't know, I just pay respect to them. I mean, you're gonna release them anyways, I'm sure, because I don't think there's a...
Oh, I'd absolutely release
Yeah.
them. Do you want me to say anything to the sturgeon before I let it go? A message from your family or anything?
No, we take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have our prayers and stuff that we take care of when we do our work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might just give him a kiss and let him go then.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Well, it's been wonderful hearing your family stories. Thank you for sharing them with me.
Okay, good, thank you.
What's so interesting about these fish is when you catch the big ones, they're old fish. These fish are old and, you know, they can grow. They're
Like
usually
old 50, 60 years
even
or longer?
older, even older than that. They can be 100 or 80 years to 100 years old. These fish, they don't reach sexual maturity until they're over 10 years old.
Right.
They can get up to over 1,000 pounds. The ones that we were catching were about our size. These fish still don't rely on their eyesight to feed. They have
Right.
barbels and they're feeling their way along the bottom.
And sensors, I guess.
They will come up for bait, or they will come up to feed. They feed on shad a lot, but most of the time they're scavengers and they're eating off the bottom and they're smelling and feeling their way along. You know, in China, the sturgeon is to the sea what the panda is to the forest. The Chinese developed caviar in the 10th century. Do you ever eat caviar?
Never tried it.
No.
No. I mean, used to be able. We used to be able to keep sturgeon on the freezer. I guess you used to be able to take caviar.
I mean, who would think of that, right? Why would you want to eat that? What? I don't know how they would. Well, who would ever think of putting fish in artwork? What is necessity is the. What is? How does it go, Shirley? Necessity is the mother of invention, or something like that. I went down to the farmer's market and spoke with a guy by the name of Jonathan who knows everything about caviar, and actually asked him to show me what to look for and what it should, the texture. Because when I see a fish, I know fish well. I can tell by looking at its eyes if it's a fresh fish, but I really didn't know how to tell with caviar.
Wait, these are wild sturgeon. The fishermen go out and catch them and take their eggs.
That's correct, yeah. It's not like you go down to the hatchery and then something comes off a conveyor belt and then you get it and then it's in a box next 10 minutes later. No,
Well, show me what they're getting.
Sure, okay. Excellent caviar shouldn't taste salty or fishy. It should have like a
Nice
smell, like almost like fresh salt water.
That's exactly what it smells like, is salt water. Wow. It's silky.
Ambrosia. It's just the most
Silky.
amazing thing.
Rich, so flavorful, but not in a fishy way.
Not in a fishy way. Shouldn't taste salty or fishy.
It tastes like a fine cheese.
Fine cheese, exactly. With caviar, it should, like, the texture combined with the taste should like make time stand still.
Yeah, that took me there. That was pretty special. What are you looking for? What tells you that this is a quality caviar?
Certainly, like the size of the egg, the color, the individuality of each egg. You shouldn't have like any kind of pooling or like liquid in there.
Why is it packed in a tin?
In a tin?
Why not a glass jar?
Well,
the light gets to it?
These tins are like specially treated, so it's not going to impart like a kind of a metallic taste.
After my visit with Jonathan, I finished up my shopping. The farmer's market is a great place to buy groceries. I can limit the amount of packaging and plastic while at the same time get a better understanding of where my food is coming from and how it's being produced. To actually be able to hold a dinosaur, to catch one of these and hold a dinosaur, a living fossil.
One nibble, that's all I need.
And so what do you say when you catch a fish?
What do I say? I start to swear in Croatian.
Oh!
Yeah, but good things, like good swears, like.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God. Or look at it. Oh, look at it. And then when it's coming, the sea is so clear there, so you see it already at about 10 meters coming towards you, and that glitter and the moving and the shine.